Why don't we go back to small acts? This week we had Lovers Rock, a much shorter um, episode of this movie series, whatever you wanted to define it as.
An
Prime doesn't even know. They say new film
anthology
is
film
out.
series.
Yeah, Prime says a new film is out, and then you click on it, it says season one, episode two. So yeah, however you wanna name it, I guess. But I think this was a really enjoyable episode for a lot of reasons. A lot of great music, a lot of really stunning visual scenes, and just like vibing moments, if for lack of a better term.
Yeah.
Mixed in with some dramatic parts and some some story being told. But I really just liked this because it just felt like I was hanging with these people, and it was a fun hang for the most part. How did you feel about Lovers Rock?
Yeah. So Lovers Rock just off the jump because it's like 70 minutes. It and it's a movie that's very light on plot. It definitely feels quite formless, and it's probably the hardest to classify in like the never-ending debate over is small acts TV or film, right? So going in, you watch it and you're like, huh, this is straight vibes.
Mhm.
Good vibes at that. Awesome. And when it's made by Steve McQueen and friends, it looks dope. Um, but the more you think about it, I actually really like it as a companion piece to Mangrove because this is the other side of the West Indian immigrant experience in England, right? This is triumphant. This is community, and the while blatant systemic racism from white people is at the center of Mangrove, and it could not be absent from that story. In Lovers Rock, it's very much in the background, but still there if you think about it. Why are they having this Lovers Rock house party? Well, that's because all the black clubs got shut down and attacked by the government.
Mhm.
But that's not actually explicitly said.
Right.
Why does the Rasta guy get let in at the end? Because there's a cop rolling by. They don't want the cop to see any commotion, right? You
Mhm.
obviously see the white dudes on the street like holler at some of the girls. The racism stuff is still around, but it's really more about the community that the black uh, people have been cultivating in spite of where they're living, right? And if you don't want to think about it too deeply, you can just watch like an amazing needle drop with kung fu fighting, you know, or that acapella scene, you know.
Oh, there's two of them.
Yeah,
Uh, One with both the men and the women, and one with just the men
right.
there at the end, which is fantastic. Such a bro vibe. I loved it.
Yeah,
Um,
and to me, like just like kind of like the care that goes into the whole show. Of course, is very detailed, but like when they're setting up the party and like they're guys cutting speaker wire, or like later on you're watching them like mix and they're mixing actual records, and like wow, this is dope. This is really genuine once again.
yeah, when we talked last week about Mangrove, we talked about how McQueen so easily like puts you in a time and place, and he adds these little details that impact how you understand what's happening in the story and who the characters are so much. And this almost felt like him doing that, but just blowing that out to be the whole episode. He's just like, I just want to do everything that's kind of in the background of this. I want to put you into these people's lives. I want to put you into these relationships. I want you to see what this like black joy is like. These communities, like you said, were able to foster in the face of discrimination and hatred. And um, it's it was just a really pleasurable watch in so many ways, and definitely one I would recommend to anybody that's just looking for like I don't know if I would say a light hang, but something that's I say easy to watch while still being really quality and touching on some deeper topics. It's a weird lane to be in, but McQueen did it pretty seamlessly here. Um, it's weird because the characters almost didn't really matter that much to me in this episode. But were there any moments or any storylines or anything that really stood out to you? I guess I'll say first. Shout out to Kadar Williams-Stirling.
Mhm.
who plays Clifton. He has like the weird dancing scene where he gets all
Yeah,
drunk in the middle. He's from Sex Education. When I saw him, I was like, oh, I know this guy. Where did I know him from? And then I spotted it. But
yeah.
I thought he was great for the couple moments he had.
I actually liked his intro early on where I'm watching his like elaborate technique to rob a payphone. I was like,
Yep.
wow, I've never actually seen that before. I didn't know how you rob payphones. That's pretty cool.
Now you can go rob payphones all over America, Dave.
You never know. They might have money in them still.
Anyone that stood out to you?
Yeah, I mean, again, there's so little plot. I don't even remember the characters' names. It's really just about this one night, you know.
Mhm.
Yeah, this the setup of the party again, like cutting the speaker wires, testing the sound later on, like the DJ with a very authentic patois. You know, again, it's really about the West Indian immigrating experience more than anything else, and it just it feels so genuine. And in this case, that community is triumphant, is joyous, which is a big difference again from a lot of how Mangrove goes until the end of Mangrove. You know,
Mhm.
so I think it's probably it'll probably be one of the most easiest installments of Small Acts to recommend from what I know about the rest of the run. You know,
Yeah.
but yeah, I think it's again it's very unique because of how formless it is. I haven't seen much like this that I can really think of.
Yeah. No, I totally agree. Keep watching Mangrove. Keep sticking with it. This is we don't get stuff like this very often on television slash movies.
Yeah,
So
this next one we got coming up, Red, White, and Blue, stars John Boyega.
John
So
Boyega,
keeps rolling.
Finn, one of the best Star Wars characters ever written.